Perel is a renowned psychotherapist known for her TED Talks and best selling books on relationships. She spent decades studying what makes love last, and her expertise has helped countless couples reignite the spark in their relationships. When we're in a long term relationship, it's easy to get stuck in a routine, isn't it? We start doing things not because we want to, but because it's just what we've always done. The passion and excitement that once drove us to try new things and take risks slowly fade away, replaced by the comforts of familiarity. But as we settle into our routines, we risk losing the very connection that brought us together in the first place. Communication breakdowns are another common challenge couples face. We assume our partner knows how we feel, so we don't bother expressing ourselves, or we get defensive, and instead of listening, we start preparing our rejoinders. The next thing you know, you're having the same argument over and over without ever really resolving anything. The truth is, being in a relationship is hard work. It takes effort to maintain the connection, the intimacy, and the excitement, and yet so many of us expect it to just happen naturally, without putting in the effort required to keep the love alive. As Esther Perel so aptly puts it, love is not because of, love is despite of. It's not because our partner is perfect, it's despite their imperfections and our own that we choose to love them. As we drift apart, emotional distance creeps in, making it even harder to reconnect. We start to feel more like roommates than lovers, coexisting in the same space without really being present with each other. It's a lonely feeling, and it's exactly what Esther Perel's work is all about, bridging that gap and keeping love alive. According to Esther Perel, one of the key aspects of a healthy relationship is finding the balance between intimacy and independence. When we're too enmeshed, we lose ourselves in the process. And when we're too independent, we risk losing the connection. She suggests that we need to find a way to hold on to our own identities, our own desires, and our own sense of purpose while still being deeply connected to our partner. Perel also emphasizes the importance of nurturing desire in long term relationships. It's not just about sex, it's about maintaining a sense of curiosity, a sense of adventure, and a sense of playfulness. When we get stuck in our routines, we risk losing that spark, that excitement that drove us to each other in the first place. When we're in a long term relationship, it's easy to assume that our partner knows what we want, what we need, and what turns us on. But the truth is, people change, and what used to turn us on may not be the same thing that does today. So, how do we keep that spark alive? According to Perel, it's about creating an environment where we feel safe to explore, to take risks, and to be our authentic selves. One of the most powerful strategies Esther Perel emphasizes for keeping love alive is the importance of what she calls erotic intelligence. It's not just about sex, it's about being able to tap into our own desires, our own fantasies, and our own sense of eroticism. When we're able to do that, we're able to create a deeper, more meaningful connection with our partner. I remember this one couple who came to see Esther Perel for therapy. They were in their 40s and they'd been together for over a decade. They loved each other deeply, but they'd lost that spark, that excitement that drove them to each other in the beginning. Esther Perel worked with them to help them tap into their own desires, their own fantasies, and their own sense of eroticism. And what was amazing was how quickly they were able to reignite that spark, to create a deeper, more meaningful connection with each other. The key takeaway from Esther Perel's work is that love is not a destination, it's a journey. It takes effort, It takes work and it takes a willingness to grow, to learn, and to explore together. So, if you want to keep love alive in your relationship, I highly recommend checking out Esther Perel's work and applying her tips to your own life. Thanks for joining me on this journey into Esther Perel's secrets for keeping love alive. If you have any thoughts on how you've kept love alive in your own relationship, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about relationship advice, be sure to check out my video on the 5 love languages. It's a game changer.